Hey, welcome to Talking Hawks, where we talk all things Hawthorn for the Hawk lovers around the world. We're ready for round one. How are you, boys?
Amazing.
Brad.
Pumped.
Can't wait for the footy to start.
Oh my God, it feels like COVID has been going for a million years. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that word, but I said it. But hey, boys, it's back. We're going to have crowds again, and footy is back on. Who's excited?
Absolutely stoked.
Missing out on being at the ground last year. It hurt so much. So looking forward to being at the ground this year.
Yeah, it's exciting, boys. It's exciting.
We've got old mate Scooter and the Sheriff in the background. They've been faithfully helping engage with you, the Hawks, Talking Hawks fans. Thank you, you two, on the job again tonight. So not skipping a beat.
Yes,
amazing sponsors too, haven't we, guys?
Absolutely, mate. It's we've got a big year at Talking Hawks, and if it weren't for our followers and the people out there subscribing, we just wouldn't be able to dream about what we're doing. It's just going to be a massive year. To think that we could sponsor a player. We're talking with Hawthorn. It's a really exciting time to be part of Talking Hawks. So, and Matt, you're going to elaborate on what we're looking at doing for this year. But the big thing that's coming up is round one.
Exciting, mate. Who's going? Right? If you're on the line, fans, let us know where you're calling in from, and let us know if you're going to if you've got a ticket. Have you got the golden ticket to watch the brown and gold?
Very, very hard to get.
I know. Look, there's a lot of people out there right now that are giving up their time with maths. Thank you, Scott. We love it. My wife's down there watching it right now. So we know the faithful, loyal, energized Hawk supporters are here right now, and we love you. Thank you.
Amazing. Look, who's? I'm keen to know. We were at the Hawks in Business lunch today, Brad. I thought it was a cracking session. Really good Hawthorn vibe. Hawthorn, hardcore fans. We former players. We got to sit on a table with some premiership players and had a great chat with Leon Bryce. It was brilliant. But Stephen Gillam, who we had on last week, done an amazing job with the corporate team there, just putting on an event. And we had about 500 people there and hearing Gil McLaughlin and Jeff Kennett. They had a good banter going on, didn't they, Brad?
They did. Yeah, Jeff was a very lively character. So, and we kept giving it to Gil. We were going to ask some questions on behalf of the Talking Hawks community to the CEO of the AFL, Gil McLaughlin, as well as the president of Hawthorn Football Club, Jeff Kennett, but we didn't. We talked to him in private. Matt choked. All right.
Look, Half was up there. Daniel Harford, you caught up with Half afterwards. So hopefully we can get a few people we bumped into today, maybe on the show. Let them know more about you, the fans, what you're wanting, what you're doing. But look, a couple of recap of a couple of things. I liked, Jeffrey said, look, don't tell Alistair. But, it was about when can you see us, challenging again. So Jeff conservatively, but I think, realistically, there's a bit of a good energy about it. It's just like this year's, let's just see these players galvanise this young group. Year two, let's start to get up there. And year three, we should be challenging. So look, that's Jeff's view. Jeff, we love him. He can polarise, and so keep it sane, on the right side of the line. But he shared some brilliant things, and I think his experience running an organisation, getting the culture and the leadership right, it's held us in fairly good stead. So he did also drop. He expects 1 to 2 players to come into the team inside of round 1 to 3. So look, I liked a little bit of the mail there from Jeff. So.
Yeah.
And we got
Chris, we lost you, mate. Looks like we got you back.
Yes. Thank you.
There was
a bit of
too much enthusiasm,
I think,
coming through the screen.
Chris passed out because he couldn't come to the Hawks in Business.
Sorry, you were breaking up. I had to get out.
He's still getting over it. That's all good.
Yeah. Well, it sounds some of the fans are saying we've got some technical difficulties, so hopefully it's okay now. If you guys notice it, let us know. We'll try and fix that also. Yes, so there was some great direction coming out of the Hawks in Business luncheon today. First of all, they serve up amazing wine, and that was courtesy of Richie Vandenberg's Vineyard. If you haven't tried it yet, get some of that, particularly if you like a nice red. But besides that, it was just wonderful to be in public and pressing the flesh with a lot of Hawthorn lovers. And we did get to bundle up the big Jeffrey. And guess what? We did ask him if he'd come on the show, and he has said yes. And he's put us onto his PA.
Nice
now,
work,
I don't know
boys.
if that's a good sign. I don't, normally if you say, yeah, just talk to my PA, normally that means get stuffed. So, but I guess we'll find out.
We had some good people there. Yeah, Dutchy, Nick Holland was there. We got it announced in the flesh before that was publicised by the Hawks. It was great to see a few of the faithful and former players around these events. So I think it's a really special time, good family vibe. If you're a business person in particular, business owner, get along. There's going to be another one before the final. So
in mid-September, that's right. So yeah, we highly recommend it. Was great. Cool. So round one, boys, Essendon scum. Sorry, Essendon. All right.
I think it's an interesting one.
Let's get a win on the board, I think, boys.
Yes. Yeah,
for sure. Is anyone drop out from the team from last week?
I think they're going to have to make way for probably Tommy Mitchell, I'd say.
Yep. All right. So who's coming back? We got maybe Scrimshaw.
Scrimshaw as well, I believe. I reckon they're both training and looking to play round one.
Beautiful. That's great news.
We'd have to go to our predict team that we did the other week to see who we'd.
I've got a few. Just I'll rattle off.
Someone that was sitting on the bench.
Yeah, I think Cozzy's going to hold his spot. So you got how we go up forward. The ruck's an interesting one. Siegs was up and in the middle and up forward. I don't know if that will stay. What do you think, fans, with who's coming in, who's going out? Tom Phillips, a lock. Shields killed it. Cozzy, Brockman. I think they're all retaining their spots. Morrison, 30 possessions. Great game last week. And it is pre-season. You're trying things. I think, we can talk about structures and things like that in a minute. But, CJ, 24 posies, 10 intercepts. Do you think CJ will continue that sort of a role?
What do you think, Chris?
So he's definitely at reputation.
I think we're losing Chris a little bit.
Yeah, looks like we've got some technical.
So Matty Bell's got Howe potentially out for this one. Yeah, he might be pressed to retain that spot. There's some.
Yeah, Don makes a good point. He's got Jager, Bruce, Tom, Scrimshaw, and Lewis, who didn't play and are either playing or likely to play round one. It's true. Somebody's got to push them out as well. So I'd be curious to see which young blokes that Clarko gives a run in the first three games. So yeah, it was a clear message from Jeff Kennett today at the function that he believes that there'll be up to 3 players blooded early as of in the first 3 rounds, and up to 3 players. So I'd be really keen to see who those are, but it's probably not hard to guess who it's going to be based on those practice matches.
Yeah, I think it's.
But who comes out is the challenge,
and it's good. We're starting to have some decisions around selection.
What'd you say, Chris?
Sorry. Up.
All right. Yeah, we've lost Chris. Sorry, mate. He's got some technical difficulties.
We need you, the fans, to take that next hosting spot for us. So chime in. What have we got from the fans here, Brad? Jager Bruce, yeah, that's good. Scrimshaw, yeah, for sure. I think they're all a good lock there, Dom. I was a little surprised. Jekka was training really well. I don't think he's still showing enough for us with in Box Hill to sort of be threatening straight up. But I'm liking his size. I'm liking what he's showed over the summer. Jace, thank you. We need a little bit of comedy relief right now with Chris. I think Tim O'Brien for mine is flying 4 marks. He's still not clanking them. If Lewis is in, I've got Cozzy and Lewis.
Yeah. Okay, you got Cozzy and Lewis. Who would you like to see, though? That's what I want to know.
Come on. I think Tim's just teasing us. So, it's
as he has been for the last 7 or 8 years.
If he gets clunking a few of those, I think he's got the potential to do that. So really, let's see all of them fire. In all honesty, but I think to complement Cozzy, who does work well running. Remember Cozzy the week prior didn't kick any. They've kicked 6-3, and we're all pumped with. When was the last time we had a Hawks player, especially a newbie, kick 5 goals? In a game. It's been a long time between drinks.
Yeah, and look, you want to see that consistency before you bring them into a side, right? So I'm curious as to how it's going to play out. Look, I'm more excited to see who it is. There's nothing more exciting than seeing a young bloke get out there and make a name for himself in your own team. So I got to admit, guys, that's ladies and gents, that's the part that's frustrated me the last 3 years, is seeing those little seeds of hope to say that, this young bloke is our future. We saw it with Scrimshaw, we saw it with Day, but it's like you want to see a good 3 or 4, come through to go, oh my God, the future looks exciting for us.
Yeah. Well, and you have Brockman and 3 in the first quarter, Hanrahan the week before, 3 in the first quarter, albeit practice matches and probably the opposition not fielding their full strength sides. But I think that's definitely a little bit of promise there that we're after. So
I agree. Looks like we might have Chris back, mate. Have you sorted out your Wi-Fi?
I hope so. Plugged in directly to the LAN, so let's hope that holds up.
Well done, mate. As long as you made the connection, because you're a Sparky, so I'm sure it'll be wonderful.
Boom.
Thank you. Before I did get cut off, I did see the comment from Jace the Ace 7. Is Chris using Macca's Wi-Fi? It looked like it, didn't it?
Could be KFC now. You never know.
Yes,
anyway.
KFC. That was a big announcement today too, wasn't it, Matt?
On board.
Yeah. So it's good. They're having a bit of fun in the marketing. We love the marketing team of the Hawks.
Did you boys catch any of the ads that they did with the players?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, got to watch them. Yeah, they're pretty funny.
For sure.
They'll be there on the Hawthorn webpage or the app. Jump on and have a look.
Matty Bell's my man here. Thank you. Last on debut. Geez, that was a handy strut. We'd love to get Derm. We think Derm's, he does tune in. Derm, it might be time. It might be the season just to join us.
We've got a line to him. We've had someone talk to Derm, so we're fingers crossed, right? So we'd love to get you on, Derm. Now, boys, the big question: where are we going to finish on the ladder this season? I want to put it out to the fans. If you, I want you to punch in the number where you think we're going to sit.
All right. I'm okay with the range, because I'm personally, I think 12 to the bottom half of the 8 would be a really, really good showing if they get in that bottom half of the 8. But push, let's push, boys.
All right. I think that's a cop out, Matt, and I want an exact number.
Oh, okay.
All right. Will Pukowski, he said 11th.
That's solid.
I'll go 8.
All right. And Andrew Hamilton,
Hey.
I'm not showing yours, mate, because you're following what Matt said. And with these ranges, don't put a range. It's soft. All right. Brooke, I'm with you. Number 7 in the finals. I'm going for it. I think that's where we'll sit. Last year was a complete change of rules. We geared up and put in a team to suit those particular set of rules. And then the coof come along, messed it all up for us. And we had to then adjust to these different set of rules. Plus being these ridiculous hubs, and it screwed up our year. That's my reasoning for why we didn't do well, and I'm sticking with it. And I believe that we're going to finish higher this year, particularly with this new blood that's coming in. So, yep.
There's a mix. There's a majority sort of knocking on the door of the 8. So there we go.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in the teens here. So Scotty Williams, I'm with you, brother. 7 and 9. But I don't like that you've put a range. So I'm gonna go 8. I'm gonna say 8th this year. But I'm the eternal optimist, boys. So Chris, what about you, mate? Where do you think we'll finish?
Well, I was going to give a small range, but if you don't like a range, I'll say right in the middle, 13.
13?
Just
you're the anchor right now, mate. What are you doing?
Don't want to pump up the tires too much, and I just feel that that's where we are this year. So, just being honest.
All right.
I don't mind. Mac watches from afar. He does watch closely. I know it's a range. Benson,
he's given half the range of the ladder. Come on, Mac.
All right, commit, Mac.
I'm going to say between 2nd and 18. That's my range.
Benson was a Tigers fan there. So, yep. All right. Very good. He knows the number 9 well. Interesting. So there's a bit of optimism. It does, I think someone made a point. It does depend how many of the youth we play, how much we commit, because I think some of the boys on the list are going to have to really have a crack this year, or there might be, I think the attrition of some of the rule changes is a good thing. And Burgoyne won't play every game. Again, one of the fans mentioned that it's, so these young boys, when they get a chance and crack in, I think they're going to have to take the bull by the horns. And let's hope some of these youngsters really push the group. I think they will.
Mate, I've got a feeling in my nether regions about this that it's going to happen. So we got Hodgie and Sam Mitchell 2.0s coming through the ranks here. So, and Will Day is the senior junior to back them up. It's and Scrimshaw, mate. We got a bloody bright future ahead of us. And if you agree with me, and this is your first time viewing, what I'd love you to do is hit the subscribe button. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. And we've got all those places down below. We love you. And if you love what we're talking about and you want to hear us every week, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, guys, and notifications. So now, did I say all that right, boys? Is that how that's meant to go?
I think you nailed it, mate. Well done.
Thank you.
All right.
I'm talking about the new rules. The new sub rule was approved today. What are your thoughts on that? So they've changed it from just concussion to injuries as well, but they have classified it and said the team doctor has to call it, that they won't play again, and that also puts them in the category of having 12 days. Is it 12 days off? So basically they're going to miss this match and the following match. So teams can't pull a shifty and pull their sub on just when someone gets a small injury or a fake injury.
Look, I like the rule.
Yep,
I like the rule. I do, and I do like that they're mandatorily making them. Sorry, it's a mandatory 12 days they have to sit out, so that they can't work the system for another reason. I really do like that rule. The part that I'm not clear on, or that I haven't made an opinion on, is whether it should be a young player like under 21, and whether if they come on, say, the last 5 minutes of the game, is that counted as an official game? Right, they're sort of the two things that I'm not too sure on. What do you boys think about that?
I think it's a huge negative to have someone sitting on the bench potentially not playing a game and missing out on playing in the VFL or in their other comps because they're the next best and they can't play a full game because that's about
they're player number 23.
The match fitness is a big part of it, and I think with an interrupted year last year, and probably not your traditional season. With they took Gil and Jeff were talking about that today. Just it was roughly a third of the salary cap that was reduced. So clubs are really working. Jeff actually did talk about how that is a really healthy thing for an organisation, and that Clarko had said to him personally that Clarko's really enjoying being hands-on again and at the coalface with the players, and so it's a healthy thing. And I think there's going to be some adjustments there that will be interesting to see how we move forward with it. And I don't think we're going to afford players that really. To have a game out, it is such a big call, and I don't know. They're trying to rush this one in a little bit for mine. This rule. I
think the intent is great, so I don't mind the rule, and also the rules around the rule. So I think it's fine. I always felt for the bloke who was a sub when we used to have the rule. So it's effectively that's our 23rd best player, and it's like, well, yeah, are they going to miss a match that week in Box Hill because they have to be at the ground? I don't know. It's a tough one. So, yeah.
Again, we'll see what happens.
We'll see how it plays out. That's right. So, moving along, boys, let's talk about this weekend against the Bombers. I want to know what you think, who's going to win and what's the margin going to be. And also, before we do that, if you're watching us tonight, I want you to put in how much you think, whether we'll win and how much you think we'll win by. And we'll go back the following week and see who got the closest. So punch those numbers in.
Thank you. Can I pose one question? Arden Street, I hope to do it before this tonight, but the dimensions there. So we're going to be playing in Marvel. As far as our run, I think we took the foot off the gas a little bit in against North. So I hope that's not just fitness, although I've heard Clarko mention the term fizz a few times, and that he thinks in the second half you're going to see a lot of teams start to fizz out a little bit. So there's obviously match conditioning going on, but as far as run is concerned, Bombers are taking on the game a lot. They're looking for that dash. I think our backs are going to be part of what really sorts this out for us. It's a pretty strong. We've got a lot of depth in the back half, and I think our boy Denver. I don't know if anyone heard. There was a podcast he was on, or we put it on our social channels, but Denver talked about not just playing to his strengths like he did in the Waffle. One of the things that he's learning at the AFL level and at the club is how to play to your strengths but fit within a structure. That said, we're blooding these youth, and I think our defence is still going to. There's a good voice. He talked about Frosty letting him know when he'd perhaps gone out of the system a little bit, and just Denver's a really smart young man, a good learner, competitive. I think we're going to see a lot out of this young man. So, sorry, just can't help myself. Give him a little mini pump up. But I think
it's good. I completely agree with you. And also, if you're not familiar that we're with the whole DGB setup that we've got here at Talking Hawks, we are sponsoring him this year. Now, if you'd like to be a part of that, we're going to point you to the our website where you can donate. We are a non-for-profit agency, so we're not making that money. It's okay. It's all going directly to the club as well. So, boys, we're getting a lot of numbers here. So, and I don't see anyone saying the Hawks are going to lose. Ian Wood. Thanks, Ian. Good on you, mate. Essendon 19 points. Don't do well at Marvel. Well, Ian, I love you, mate, and thanks for watching, but I don't like that comment. Wash your mouth out with soap, son.
Well, seeing as you've touched on it briefly, we're jumping. I'll come back to Denver, but I think the back half is going to hold us in good stead. I think the pressure there is going to set us up, and you saw with CJ, I don't think he's going to get as many intercept marks going into the season proper, but with Scrimshaw or DGB or whoever they plug in on at centre half back, I think they'll roam the airwaves, but I think that'll set us up for some really nice rebound, flowing, quick ball movement goals.
Now, sorry, I just want to go back to that last comment. Do you boys think we don't play well at Marvel?
Well, I think it's that and a combination that Essendon play well at Marvel too. So, but in saying that, they've got a few injuries concerns themselves, and backing up Matt's statement about our quick ball movement launching from the back line, I think we might take this one away by about 3 goals. So 18 points for me, boys.
I think the player standing on the mark is a factor now with the ball movement. So I think they'll go up the guts a little bit more, but we'll see. I was observing some of the patterns and the structures with setting up. But fans, what do you think? Give us a heart if you think the Hawks will kill it at Marvel and it's not a factor, or give us a thumbs up if you think it's going to cause us issue.
Suggest giving a thumbs down, mate. Come on.
No, I can't do that.
Come on.
So I don't think it's a big issue, in short, but soft ground, I don't like it. I just like.
All right, the average here looks like about between 2 and 3 goals. And thank you for not giving a range. You're a true Hawthorn supporter because you stand behind your decisions. Well done to you followers. Appreciate it. So, all right, Matt, what do you think? How much do you think? Who do you think's going to win and by how much?
Yeah, I'll definitely got the Hawks down, and I'll just on the spot. I'm going to give it. I'm going to give it 19 points.
Oof, 19. All right, my turn then. I'm going to say the Hawks, and I'm going for a 5-goal win, which is 30 points. So that's why I'm at.
Pretty tame. That's pretty tame by your standards.
I know. I think we're going to blow them out of the water, but I'm being conservative, boys. And, I learnt from last year that anything could happen. But, we started off last year with a bang, and I think we're going to do it again.
And can I take us back? I was just watching some footage during the weekend, just to a little moment, and Isaac's gone now, but Will Day, opening goal.
Who's Isaac?
Okay, but Isaac set the little block for Will Day's first goal, which he loaded up and just played on and went around. Skilled young man, got the job done. But with that player not being able to move off his mark now, it'd just be interesting to see how we do that in the season proper, because I think the Hawks will keep a few tricks in the bag.
Look, every team is going to have a tactic around that. And that's just how it works. They change the rule, teams develop a new tactic. Change the rule, develop a new tactic. So it's I think that it'll slow it down somewhere else, them trying to move it on again. It's the only way, in my opinion, the only way to speed up the game properly is to reduce the amount of players that are actually on the ground. But that's never going to happen because it's in the charter, and they're never going to change the charter, and that's okay. I'm okay with it.
Yeah. So
it seems like everyone's thinking we're going to win. I'd like to hear where everyone thinks we're going to get our goals from this week. We've had a few high goal scorers in the preseason with Cozzy and who's the new young kid for us. Sorry, I've had a mental blank.
Brockman.
Brockman, and who else chimed in for 3 that first week?
Hanrahan.
I've just looked. Hanrahan, thank you, saving me there. So what do you reckon, boys? Yeah, Brewster kicked the bag in that first game too. So tell us, fans, who do you think is going to score the goals this week, and who's going to kick the most of them for us? Any ideas, boys? What are your thoughts there?
I'm still I'm bullish on Cozzy to let's say 4. Let's chalk him up for 4.
Nice.
I don't know about the new guys. So, obviously they played well the practice game, but being on the big stage is a whole different ball of wax. I'm going to go with tried and true. I'm going to go with Lukey Bruce, and I'm going to say 4 goals.
Yep, beautiful. Oh, you just stole my thunder. So I'm just going to stick with it, mate. I'm going to say 4 for Bruce as well.
Geez, a lot of love for Brewsty. I like this
Mr.
one.
Consistent.
Maury. Good on you, Kerry. Yeah, he could bob up with a few. I think he's pretty handy.
All right.
It's nice seeing some young forwards again, isn't it?
Oh, my God. We've been starving for it.
Some danger. Punky running them up, though. That's a good call, Dave. So, look, one thing, if I can, just the Denver Grainger-Barras, we've been really overwhelmed with the people coming to the table, really helping us out. Just want to give a bit of a thanks to those that have got involved to date. We've had quite a number that have remained anonymous. If you don't know what it is, basically the Hawks will take a player sponsorship every year. There's obviously some fixed costs with, putting on events and doing things and giving us, the fans, or a sponsor, an opportunity to interact with the club. But there's also a few things where it's really an experience for the fans to get a bit closer to the club, see some money going in. And it's surprising. Not all fans know that you can actually sponsor a player. So it'll be Talking Hawks. We've got a little group. Some of the people there, just a shout out. Thank you for contributing. We're on our way. We're 45%. We've got a $4,000 goal. Denver is less than that as far as covering it. But what we're going to be able to do is really, sorry, Brad, if you can get that going as a bit of a ribbon there, ticker along the bottom. If we can get Denver sorted, there'll be opportunities for us as a group just to have a few different experiences. We're going to share that up. We want to interact with you, those that do sponsor, those that can get to games. We've got a few things to take this online relationship offline, see the money going into the club, get behind a young player. So, getting on the DGB train, you're going to hear that a lot. We're going to, we've got a ripper little banner being made up by Scott from Slipstream Signs. Anything signage-wise, he is your man. Scott has helped with our logo. It's cracking. So, please, thank you for those that have contributed so far. If you can just go to our website, we've taken the time just to get a little bit of detail around Denver, help you get to know this kid pre-draft. He's very impressive, saying he felt he owed it to both himself and his family to be not just making your team. He actually wanted to set his sights on being the best player in AFL.
That's what we love to hear, Matt. That's excellent. Now, we've got some feedback from the viewers. So Peter Gee, sorry if I'm butchering your name, mate. I don't intend to. Wingard, 4 goals. Bruce, 2 goals. I like that wingers. I do like that call. So I prefer Wingard as dangerous in the forward. And I hope that we make that move this season.
Sorry, Peter. There we go. Scooter or the Sheriff have told us Wingers is not playing. But when he comes back in, 4 goals for you, Peter. Bring it.
True. Let's see what else we got. We've moved on a few here. Geez, we've got a lot of comments tonight. Thank you, everyone. One other thing, if you got a mate who's a Hawk supporter, tag them on it. Get them on here and tell them to hit the subscribe button. So, but to all the people that have sponsored so far, we love you. Thank you so much. And the club are really grateful of what we're doing as well, because we've, had a little chat with the club. So if I don't mind saying myself, we're getting on their radar. But it's probably because we are the biggest Hawthorn supporter base podcast on the planet at the moment. So why wouldn't you want to get on here?
No, we've cracked 3,000 online followers across our different channels. So thank you. You're amazing. Keep the conversations going after the show. We'll try to get a little bit more interactive. We're going to look at doing 1 show a week. Pop this in the comments now, because we just have to lock this. We just want the quality, staying high. Tuesdays or Wednesdays? What works best for you, fans? Those that are committed to getting to these live streams, interacting with us, is it a Tuesday for you, or is a Wednesday that would work better if you're going to get here?
Yeah, us three are fighting amongst ourselves. So we need you to help us sort this one out. And we'll do what the fans say.
I've got the smallest biceps, but I'm bloody arguing hard. So this arm wrestle is not working for me. But go on, people. Right. Tell us.
Well, let us know Tuesday or Wednesday when we're going to do the regular podcast. That would be great. And we will follow through with what you say.
Question without notice. You two, who do you think, and the fans, who do you think is going to be the surprise packet for us this year? Who's going to really, take that next step? Who's your number one?
For the young players, I'm probably going to go with Moore. I reckon Moore's got a bit of potential there to lift his game, and probably hoping Warple returns to his first season form. He sort of he plateaued a little bit, so I'm hoping he can just elevate to the next level this season as well.
Will Day's on my mind. He's got some super talent coming in after him. It's his second year. I think this will push him on to be even better. Because last year, Will Day was the shiny new thing. Do you know what I mean? It's sort of like, anytime he touched the ball, it's like, what's he going to do with it? And it's like all this attention's on Will Day, and now it's moved off him. I don't think he's going to have second-year blues. I reckon he's going to stand up, and we're going to see a cracking year from that young man.
I like it.
It's like the Matrix. It's watching him. It's just in slow motion when he gets the ball because he's got that much time. Absolutely love watching him.
He's got that mature head on his shoulders, and there was a clip for some that may have seen it. The Hawks had it again. Love what they're doing on the ground. But there was just a drill, and it was him and Downey getting the ball rolled to them, and they had to push the player off and run back and grab the ball. Connor, Downey, watch Day, just master class. Hey, Downey's so much stronger and bigger, and just through the core. Will Day's pushing him on his hips and moving him. Connor is, a buff young man, just pushing Day, and he's got his center of gravity, and it's just those matrix slow motion ability to just have the poise and the balance. I think that's why he makes a lot of good decisions. But it was just a little snippet that I saw on a training drill.
Yeah, boys, there's a lot of love coming through the feed here for more. A lot of love. Yeah, which I find interesting. So he's been with us he's been in our system for a while now, and it looks like the fans are saying this is his year. So I'd love to see it. Love to see it. So
we've got a few youngsters coming on. When we know this, we'll try to give them a shout out. So sorry, I'll just trump you there, Brad. G'day, young Micah. All good. Go on.
That's good. And a bit of love for CJ as well. So good on you, Paul. I just like CJ. I think he's just a tremendous character, and his effort is outstanding. So if he can mature into that intelligent footballer and use his natural abilities, boy, he's going to be an exciting bloke to watch going forward.
Doesn't it? That Terminator, where he's just running. I'm just like, you just see CJ and he's just energy. You just start lifting in your seat when you're watching that. Or it's a little bit Cyril-esque. Love it.
Now, Mac Hawks made a really big statement here, guys. I want you to absorb this like a sponge. Will Day, this is Mac Hawk. Thank you, Mac, for your comment. Will Day is the next Scott Pendlebury. Poise and space. Big call there, Mac.
I like it. I like it.
Big
There's
call.
no splinters there. No splinters for Mac there. He's just calling it, Brad. You were calling him on his Ranger before, but there you go. Mac Hawk.
Yeah, Mac. I love it. Now I want to watch him even more than ever. So it'd be good to see how that goes. All right, so in the middle, let's go back to the forwards, boys. Who do you think is going to be the biggest goal assist player against Essendon?
I'm finding it hard to go past Brockman.
Hang on. Before you say anything, I want to hear from the fans. Who's going to be our biggest goal assist player at tomorrow's game? Sorry, at this weekend's game as well. Sorry, over to you, Chris.
Anticipating that Brockman's going to play this game, I think watching his vision when he had the ball, he kicked 3 goals himself, but he was always looking for somebody else in the side of the forward 50. So I think he's going to be very creative in sharing the ball around. So I'm going to give it to Brockman.
The taps, that was good, wasn't it? Yeah. Look, he is aware. So I think Shields had 586 metres gained, 33 touches. I think Shields could be the one that 7 inside 50s, but equaled by Tom Phillips.
Yeah,
7 inside 50s. So
but they're not assists. Who are you giving it to?
Yeah, I'll give it to Shields for goal assists.
Oof. Okay. All right. I'd love to give it to Cyril Rioli, but I don't think he's coming back, boys. Yeah. Look, yeah, so that means I could also go with Bruce. Bruce is our biggest
very creative,
goal assist player. He can kick goals and assist with them, and I think he'll be wanting to bring these young players in. And if there's young players on the field round 1, he'll be helping them set up to kick some goals. So I reckon Punky will be there. No one ever mentioned Gunston to kick the most.
Well, he's going to be out for a little while yet, so that's probably part of the reason.
That's probably why.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
All good. We will have.
Yeah, you get the real detail and data here with us, boys. You know, we've got our finger on the pulse.
I've got back head in the books, watching the footage. It's okay. We're back. Aaron will be here soon to keep propping us up. But no, I'm back. So Chris, pull your weight, will you?
Yes.
I'd love at the end of the show too, just to leave a couple of thoughts on, give the fans some questions, just to keep the conversation going, looking ahead at this season. So I'll go over, most accurate goal kicker over 10 goals. Tell us now, but if you're tuning in after when we're not live, tell us who you think this year that will be. Most goals from outside 50. Who's going to be just on the run, on the trot, giving us some long bombs that get us pumped up?
I would have said Luke Smith, but he's not with us. Isaac Smith, but he's not with us anymore. So he's the only one that I knew of that could actually kick that far.
We've got a few decent kicks now. Meters gained. Who is that going to be? Because I think this year we're going to see a lot more run. So put your predictions in now, because I think it's an interesting time before we see some rule changes in the season proper.
Yeah, Phillips maybe even. I'm either Phillips or...
I reckon Downey could be on the back end of a few sneaky handballs from outside 50.
Yeah. And finally, tackles. I just love the hardness. Who is that fella that just hangs onto those hips and doesn't let go and brings the ball down to the ground? I just, let us know who you think the top Hawks are going to be this year in those categories. So...
All right, I want to put this one out to you, boys. This isn't in the run sheet. Who's going to win the BNF this season?
Cool. Good call.
Put your comment. Put your prediction in the comments, everyone. Who do you think is going to win the BNF, best and fairest? What do you reckon, boys? Yeah, it's Impey. Impey would have won it this year if he hadn't have got injured. So you've got to continue.
Honourable. Sorry, mate.
Give an honourable
nomination to Hardwick. I think he'll end up very close. I think he's going to have a cracking year this year and be that galvanising force down back for us. But Warple, I think I'm trusting the chemistry, the tweaking to go on with our different midfield for him to really break open a few games. I think that's going to turn some heads. So, Warple for me.
Warple, good. How about you, Chris?
Tommy Mitchell might return to form after his slow season, after his broken leg. So I'm hoping he can return to his Brownlow medal form and just carry us again this year.
Yeah. I'm going Jager O'Meara. It's got to be a big year for Jager. Do you know what I mean? Like last year, you started to see it. He was getting consistent. He's going to hit his straps this year. He is an uber talented player. He's probably our most talented player on our list, I believe. But we've never seen him string together a consistent year. So, and I believe that this is the year for him to do it. So I am going Jager O'Meara.
I think you're full of it there, Brad. He has had consistent years. I think he's needed to be doing different roles, and he's plugged holes. So I know that might be your view, but nah.
Yeah, but this not with the Hawks. He hasn't had a consistent year with the Hawks.
Mate,
last year was pretty good.
You're pretty harsh, mate.
No, another conversation, another day. You're not on the money at all there.
All right, fine. I'm going to watch this back at the end of the season, and I'll be right.
Yeah,
it's all right.
You watched it back when I won the tipping comp last year, and you just
I dropped out of that.
Head in the clouds. He's a competitive guy when he's winning. That's great, isn't it? Yeah.
Hey, what can I say? I am useless at tipping because I get too emotionally involved and I cannot detach. So and I always think of sneaking.
We love your roller coaster, bro.
Mate. Yeah, I'm staying away from tipping. I'm sorry, guys. As in the year tipping teams, but I'm tipping Hawthorn to get in the finals this year.
I would love this one. I would love Chad Wingard to get the BNF.
He was nominated as the one that needs to step up this year. So from a few people outside the club. So let's hope he does step it up this year because we paid big bucks for him to get him across. So, let's hope he steps up.
Oh. I think.
Yeah. What's happening with Patton?
Nothing that to report that's beneficial, but I just noticed he wasn't in the photo of the team photo. So just reading between the lines there, but I'll just leave it at that.
Oh, this is some spicy information that we're getting, Matt.
Keep moving on. Next.
But he has been released from hospital, so that's good for his mental health that he's actually on the right track. But I think it's still in the hands of the AFL, so I don't think Hawthorn will comment until the AFL have finished their investigation.
Yeah. Moving on.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Well, we've got Cozzy to get excited about up forward as a big fella that's going to kick a few for us. So, Or
Brad's great to see another Kaczynski out there.
Timmy O'Brien, but you never know. So look, I think we're just about done, Barks. Chriso, it's an exciting time for our team. The rebuild, I feel like it's going to happen fast. Going to that lunch today, really good insights, and some of it, we might share with our little group that get involved in the Denver train and sponsor. But I think we can rebuild fairly quickly. And I think Clarko's got that. He's mellowed a little bit, and just hearing that he's pumped, being in amongst the players. Sammy's now getting that full experience as a coach, as a manager of men. Andy Collins in the background, Fly McRae. We've got some really good depth. So thanks. So jump on talkinghawks.com. Check out Denver. Join us. We want to raise another. We raised nearly $1,000 on the first night. So before round one, let's just see another $1,000 get in the bag and see that money going to the club. Get behind.
And it all counts. It all counts, guys. Even if it's $5, we love the contribution, and we really appreciate it. And just remember, it's all going to the club, and it's going into Denver's growth as well as a player. And let's show him how much we love him, guys. It's anything you can give, we'd really appreciate.
Yeah, look, don't expect everybody to give. Actually, and sorry, Brad, if I can just sort of cover that off. We wanted minimum $25 donations for this, just because we want to work in with a smaller group. So thank you if you do want to contribute and it's a smaller amount. We appreciate your heart, but we'll just build behind Denver, and hopefully we're sponsoring some other players, and we can look at other options in years to come. But $25 minimum. We average is $75 at the moment. So thank you to those that have sponsored, donated so far, and it's all happening. Denver liked one of our tweets during the week too, so that was the first time
I was giddy and excited
as a fanboy.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us. Go the Hawks against Essendon, and it's going to be a big year. And I look forward to going on this journey with you boys and the fans and the people watching. So thanks for joining us tonight, and go Hawks.
Go Hawks.
Come on.